What's up, YouTubers? It's me, Johnny, still in Siem Reap. Anyways, I'm here in one of these boutique places having a coffee. Which is not bad, it's pretty good, actually. It's a little pricey here, it's $2.50, I think. Anyways, this is just a short video on my observations so far on living here in Siem Reap, Cambodia. It's very peaceful and tranquil. Yesterday it rained, so it cooled down quite a bit. Anyways, this is an interesting country to come to. You can get a one-year visa for $500 to $600. I'll let you know how it goes. It's getting closer to completion on that. There used to be an exception to the rule where if you were under 55 but over 50, you could get a retirement visa. You may still be able to do that, but all the people I talked to couldn't. They said they couldn't do it. Anyways, so I'm just going to do the business visa, which is what most people do here. And you can get a 6-month or a 1-year multiple entry. If you're going to live here, or if you want to do business or do any kind of banking or own assets, it's better to get the 6-month or 1-year multiple entry, and you can come and go as you please, and then you can renew it every year. Since I'm not yet 55, I can renew it for a couple of years and then get the retiree visa. The advantage of the retiree visa is you don't have to prove any retirement income. You just sign a statement that says you don't work here, you don't have any income. Anyways, that's all you got to do to get that. So that's how that goes. So far, I would say Siem Reap or Cambodia in general and Thailand are good places to mingle, mix with foreigners. You meet people from all over the world. There's been a lot of Southern Europeans here, French and Spanish, or from Spain. There's a lot of Americans, of course, just people from everywhere. But here's what I like about it. It's very, very affordable here. You have products imported from all over the world, which can be more than the United States or the same price or less. Just since everyone's talking about the price of eggs, a dozen eggs here is at the grocery store is under $2. So I imagine if you get it at the market, it's a lot less. Incidentally, the coffee I'm drinking here is from Oaxaca, Mexico. So they get coffee from all over the world here. Anyways, you can get, for some reason I don't fathom, beer imported from Germany much cheaper than the US. Don't quite understand that. And I finally found Cambodian stout. There's a lot of grocery stores here and markets you can go to, and I researched online that they have Cambodian stout that they make here, not the Singaporean stuff from Singapore, but made here, and it's really not bad. I finally found it. It's under $2 a bottle, so it's really, really not bad for the money. Also too, well, let me just reloop. It's affordable here. What do I mean by that? You can get an apartment here for $50 to $300, and then from $300 to like maybe $1,000 if you want something bigger and nicer. And that would be for the whole country, but here in Siem Reap, it's very, very easy to come in here, get an apartment for $100, $120, and all you really need is your first month rent and a deposit, which is 1 month's rent. So like if it's $100, you need $200 to move in. Believe it or not, there's places here that have AC, hot water, a bed, tables, all that is included in the rent. Usually you gotta buy your own, sometimes you don't even have to buy a coffee maker, but stuff like that, little appliances. They usually include a refrigerator. Usually it depends on the place, so you might get plates and forks and all that. But where I got, you just pay for that yourself. Anyways, so it's easy to come here, easy to get the visa, at least from my experience so far. I'll let the viewers know how it goes if something happens. It's not, I wasn't planning on. But the visa costs are in line with the Philippines. Rents are in line with the Philippines. Philippines might be a little higher. Like you might get a higher quality apartment here than compared to the Philippines. But one of my lady friends was trolling me because I told her I was paying $250 a month, and she said you can get someplace for 3,500 pesos, which I just checked online. The dollar peso rate is 55.25, which is 63 bucks or $65. And back when I used to live in the Philippines, I used to pay 3,500 pesos, and that's a 2-bedroom place in Manila. So I'm surprised prices are still cheap. I think condos cost, if you want to buy one in the Philippines, are going to cost you more. Here and in Thailand, they're a little bit more affordable. I'm not suggesting people buy condos. I'm just putting that out there if that's of interest to you. Some people are buying condos and then flipping them to the Chinese as the Chinese economy opens up. I'm not sure if that's a good long-term strategy or not, but that's what people are doing. Anyhow, like if you want to eat out, things are like $3 to $5 at the low end. There's actually quite a few places that are cheaper than that. If you go local and you search and look around, there's quite a few places that are actually quite a bit cheaper. But if you're looking for like Western food, it's $3 to $5 at the low end, and 10 to 20. It's about like what it'd be in Guatemala. But to come here and have a place to live for 6 months or a year, visa-wise, it's pretty easy. If you're from a Western country, it's pretty cheap. Once I get more situated, I am probably going to go to Vietnam and Thailand, and then go to the Philippines and see some stuff there. But the visa-wise, I think in the Philippines it's $50 a month. Some months it's more, some it's less to extend your visa. So it's about in line with Cambodia. Cambodia might be a little bit cheaper, and it might be a little bit more convenient. You just pay one time and you're good for 6 months or a year, or you can pay for 2 or 3 months, but it's not an in and out visa or multiple entry, and it's a little bit more hassle. At least here you can pay for visa, leave the country, come back, and once you have your long-term visa, you can open up bank accounts, brokerage accounts, and it makes it a lot easier to do financial transactions if you're looking to diversify your assets offshore and have some of your assets, out of the West. Just heads up, if you have a Latin American ATM card, I use my Latin American stuff here and it works fine here. The fees, like people say, are kind of high, but you can pull out $500 to $1,000 pretty easy at ATM. So you don't have to pull out 100 or 200, but the fees are 4 to 5, some places $10. But I just use Bread Bank, BRED, which is $4, and the other machines, you can pull out dollars or local currency, or in large amounts. In fact, I just read in a newspaper that quite a few Vietnamese merchants have accounts here, and they've been pulling out so much money that there was an article in the newspaper about Vietnamese people pulling out money in dollars, which leads me to me there's going to be a currency crisis in Vietnam. And since I know a few people there, I'm going to go out there and visit. It's actually pretty cheap from everything I've been seeing. Anyways, that's about it I can think of. It's rained yesterday, I got all wet. It's kind of cool though, you can get the apps now, and the taxi or tricycle driver will come right to wherever you are and take you back. Hotel. Prices here to get transportation is kind of cheap, but they kind of rip you off if you don't use the apps or charge higher prices. But I've been paying 50 to 75 cents at the low end to $1 or $2 at the higher end to use the tricycles. You can rent motorcycles here for 90 to $100 a month and up. You can rent a bicycle by the month for $40 or less per month. They'll usually ask you for an ID or passport or driver's license. If you don't want to give them that, they'll just have you pay a deposit. which you may or may not want to do, but you can rent motorcycles and bicycles here really cheap if you don't want to walk or use local transportation. Anyways, not much to say today. I've just been checking things out. Mostly if you go to the kind of high-end grocery stores, you can get pretty much all the luxuries you get in the West. Some of it's going to cost you more, some of it will be the same. Some of it's less. It just depends what you're looking to get. So far here, it's to me a little bit more mellow than, say, Thailand in the no-fly zone. Bangkok, I only really visited Bangkok in the no-fly zone, so things are a lot more mellow here. Or, you know, I hate to say aggressive, less aggressive, but people are a lot more mellow here. Cost of living is about the same. Thailand might be a little cheaper. It just depends what you're doing. The thing with Thailand is it's really popular right now, so there's lots of people flooding in, but still it's not bad. I think the hotels here are a little nicer than say, hotels here are cheaper and a little nicer than, say, Bangkok. They're also a little cheaper than, or quite a bit cheaper than the Philippines from what I remember. Anyways, those are some differences, but I haven't been to the Philippines in a while. I'm looking forward to visiting there if I have time before I go back to Latin America. Anyways, that's it for now. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks.